You are with High Value Podcast, and we're about to start it off with Juhasfallen. He finna play one of the songs from his tape.
Already.
Well, tell him before you play it what song this is.
This song is called Same Shit.
And what's the name of the project?
The project was called January. Named it January. It was really like, before I even get into the music, I'm just gonna say like this shit was like, my birthday was yesterday, so I wanted to drop it for my birthday. I felt like this was my present to anybody who needed it. So every track on here was more so, not even, it's always about me because it's my music, but it was more so me saying like, this is shit I've been needing to say to people that I know they need to hear, but I ain't really have a way to say it. And then it was like, I was like, fuck it, bro, I'm 20 now. I'm just gonna fucking do what I want. Like, do it how I wanna do it. Sound like do that. Somebody gonna put up. But I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it how I wanna do it. And I'm gonna do this shit for myself. And I dropped the shit because it was like, every single one of these songs, if it wasn't about somebody, it was for somebody.
Yeah.
So I know that like every emotion I touch on this shit, with each track is for whoever need to hear it.
So you originally wasn't gonna drop a tape?
Originally, I wasn't gonna do shit. I was just gonna finish the album.
Okay.
And then like, what really sparked me like dropping music this year so early was I talked to my little sister. My little sister, she locked up right now. They gonna free my dog.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she jumped in March, so I was gonna drop some shit for her. Called it March. Still might. It's on the logo.
Yeah.
Thinking about doing a follow up for February. We're gonna see how that goes.
So exclusive. It sounds like we might be getting 4 tracks every month.
It sounds like the way it's looking, I might do that. I might do a good 4 tracks every month just this year for the consistency, man. Cause I hear the shit so much to where it's like everywhere I go, people going, when you dropping something? Why you don't drop shit? Why you not dropping music? I'm waiting on this song to come out. I heard you do this song. When you dropping that song? It's like, and I do so much unreleased shit when I'm like having fun. Like if I'm live and we having fun, like you know, if we having fun, bro, we gonna do some shit that we feel like we can't wait for people to hear. Just out of anxiousness.
Yeah.
So it'd be like I preview so much music to people when they catch me live that like niggas will remember it and pull up on me or see me and be like, damn, bro, like where you been at type shit. Like when this shit coming out.
And then when you don't drop it, then that's
and then like they get mad at me because it's like, damn, bro, you ain't dropping. It's like, dog, like it's all a process, you know.
But it's good because you got a fan base though. That's what they're saying.
It's growing. I'm actually seeing it grow this year for the first time. Like, it felt forever like shit was going on.
Growing locally or globally?
Locally,
okay.
Especially globally. I don't want to say globally because I feel like that's some funny shit to say. But I've been touching some places overseas. Like, I've been touching here and there. Like I got the homies that fuck with me in Europe, Norway, and we want to do some shit over there soon this year. Might touch down this year over there. That's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some fun with that shit too. But I'll play this shit. It's really self-explanatory, man.
Go ahead. And this is called.
This one called Same Shit.
That's what you really want. I was on the phone with my nigga when you was calling. Slide by Bojo's, give me some chicken while you returning. I've been on the road for a minute, that's why I'm yawning.
Yeah, Phil, you think I'm playing?
We gon' have a talk about the digits before I'm performing. Free my sister out of the system, I know we on it. I can't make a way for no niggas, so why they calling on me?
Skinny scum niggas standing 6'3".
You ain't think we ran up them digits until you saw it. Put it to his nose like a tissue, now what's the problem? Anybody bringing an issue, we gotta solve it. These days, I'ma rise to the occasion regardless. Eyes looking, I'ma always make a way in the end. Rap niggas always gotta find a way to pretend. I can't fake it for nobody, I'ma stay how I feel. And don't be asking niggas about me, they don't know what I did. Let you tell it I ain't shit like you don't know what it is. Nigga, ash in my lungs. G's moving silence, blood in my gums. I was skateboard riding till I ate shit. Never been afraid to hit the pavement. Niggas like to watch me from afar, I'm on the same shit. You ain't said nothing but a word, we on the same tip. I don't bang, but we pull up on some gang shit. Chucking trifectas like I'm metal, that's the game, bitch. Tryna touch London, you're stepping off the plane shit. Nah.
We really laid all these songs down like 2 days, 1 day.
So these are just like, not necessarily throwaways, but these are just a glimpse of what the tape could be. Let's put it like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't call these throwaways because these are songs that I've really been like dying to make and put out. But these are songs that would have been on the album if I wanted to go, depending on the direction I wanted to go. I changed like so much shit with the Focus album, like coming out with the shit, the idea itself, I wanted to drop it 2017.
Okay.
And that was like the goal. And I was working on it 2017, working on the ideas, working on everything I wanted to do, and then I realized like shit, this is gonna take more time. So I told everybody, I was like, all right, fall 2018, I'm gonna do it in the fall. And I couldn't do it in the fall because it was like, once we got the shit done, I didn't like how it sounded. So I was like, I don't like this shit anymore. I want to redo everything. Trash. Trash.
He got mad
so much
the
of the
same
project.
thing.
Trash half of it.
Yeah.
Trash half of it. Re-recorded half of it. Re-recorded extra songs onto it. And now it's like it's in the process of fine-tuning. Like I need everything to be perfect. So I'm still recording, still tuning shit.
So is it the fact of that it has your name on it and you don't want to have a bad? Because this, let's put it like this. This your debut, right?
Yeah, this
Okay.
is my debut album.
Okay,
this
so
is
this
my
is-
first album. This if you want to call it a tape, it would be my second mixtape. My first mixtape was Where Are My Friends. I was back
What,
junior
2016?
year high school, senior year high school, 2016. But that shit, even though I can't even fuck with SoundCloud anymore because they started deleting songs off that shit. Like I fucked around using.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, nah, it was
Oh.
SoundCloud. That's why I stopped dropping on SoundCloud.
Wow.
They started like taking shit off. At least I would have like asked my permission for what songs I want to take off my account.
Yeah.
If I ran out of time or some shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I'm not paying for fucking SoundCloud.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
what's
what
fucked up.
Oh, you gotta pay to put music on this?
Nah, but
like, if
once
you
you
wanna
got a
be
certain amount of
unlimited,
space, you gotta pay.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
you feel me? So I was like, fuck it, I'm not paying for space
Hey,
on
Spotify,
SoundCloud.
yeah.
Like, I'd rather pay to actually have my music getting paid for it in return. Like, if I'm paying y'all niggas, I need a profit.
Yeah.
So I stopped fucking with SoundCloud. But it is what it is. I don't trip off that shit because even now, thinking back, like listening to that shit, it just feel good to remember them times.
Yeah.
But musically, like, I never liked none of that shit, even when I put it out. Like, just simply because due to the fact, like, even with the album, it's like, everything I put out, I heard it in my head completely through and through before we even started working on the song.
Yeah.
So once I lay my verse down, it's like, if this verse don't sound like it sounded in my head,
It's
then
not
I'm
right.
not gonna like it, period. Like, that's just how the shit go for me. And so with the project, it was like, I really wanted to figure out, like, how do I make this shit sound like what's in my imagination? And like, how do I make this shit sound like what I'm trying to bring to life?
Yeah.
So I've just been taking my time with it, but it's gonna come out soon. I won't say soon, but I'm putting more music out soon
Okay.
enough. And the album's gonna come when it comes, but I'll be announcing shit like throughout the year, like different shit gonna happen. Like how I did with this one, I was just like, fuck it, I'll blast this one for the first time. I know a lot of niggas see me on social media for these last couple of days. I just been like all over this shit, trying to get the music out.
And that's not really a wave, is it?
It's not.
Okay.
I don't really like social media like that. I just be trying to stay like in my zone of the shit, you know, like control what I can control. But that shit is like, it's too much imaginary shit going on there that to the point that it's like,
That shit like a whole new world.
yeah, it's like a pretend world, bro. It's like an alternate universe. That's why I don't really like fucking with it too much. But it's fun still. It still be fun to be on there.
So we didn't properly introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So this is High Volume Podcast. I'm Courtney. This is Scuba. And then y'all introduce yourselves.
You know, Juhasfallen, 36 Juju, all that shit. Maybe
We got hosted by Chicken, hottest DJ in Florida.
already.
And then we got Ish behind the camera.
What's up?
Yeah. So to start it off, like, how did you get into rap? And how did BC come together? Because I'm pretty sure that's the collective group.
Yeah, BC. All right, BC. For people who don't know, BC. When I say BC 2013.
Broward College?
I mean Blacksville.
Okay.
I don't mean Broward College. I don't mean Broward County. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people mistake that shit. But it's Black Civilian. And Black Civilian really, I want to say we didn't brand it Black Civilian until like, we weren't even calling ourselves that shit until probably like freshman year of high school. That was like 2013. And that was before, that year before.
Trying to take it serious at then either.
2013 is when we decided it was Black Civilian. 2014 is when we actually took this shit serious. But even then, I wouldn't even say we was taking it serious. We took it what we thought was serious. But you feel me? 'Cause like we was really on some bullshit, but we thought we was moving. That was just the learning process. But BC, bro, like them my niggas, man. We've been rocking since I came. All right, a lot of niggas don't know, bro. I'm from Pompano, because I've been in Pompano longer than anywhere else, like my whole life. But I done moved around Broward so much to the point that it's like I came to Pompano when I was in the 6th grade. I wasn't going to school in Pompano until 7th grade.
Okay.
When I started going to school in Pompano, that's when I met pretty much everybody that's in BC now. Other than this nigga, I met this nigga in high school. But out the gate, it was like, I fought with Cub. We met, I don't even remember how we fucking, I met this nigga.
That shit was at Driver's Head.
yeah, it was in Driver's Head. Fucking all this, bro. It was in that shit bullshit.
It was like the only niggas who knew how to drive in that city.
I remember
I was like, I wanted my partner to be the nigga who know how to drive.
It was in that bitch breaking all the rules, bro. There was legit that got kicked out trying to be like us. That shit was funny. But it was just fun. It was too fun, man.
That's what's up.
It was too fun.
But so give us a look. Go ahead, matter of fact.
Alright, so I got a question for you. What producers would you like to work with? Like anybody you could choose from?
I mean,
aside from BC.
Aside from y'all boys, Knowledge is up there for me.
Mm-hmm.
The Alchemist, he up there. He wants that the most. I think Knowledge, bro. For me, Knowledge is like the number one that I was like, I'll give anything.
I would agree on that.
To fuck with Knowledge shit. Like he just got his own lane, bro. A lot of niggas not fucking with his shit. But it's a lot of motherfuckers that's on some crazy shit like Sam I Am.
Sam I Am.
It's a producer. I don't even know how to say the name. It's like BDSU or some shit like that. His shit's crazy. I write songs to a lot of their beats and then like go back and then make a beat or some shit to like fit the song.
Yeah.
But a lot of times like I sit and listen to like Knowledge shit and just that's how I come up with ideas for like how I'm gonna make the next track sound. Because it's so much sounds, bro, and there's so much originality out there these days to the point that you can't really rank it no more. So I just base it on what I like, you know, and I know that like his sound is like some shit that I fuck with heavily. So I really be like listening to Knowledge, thinking about if I could get in the studio with Knowledge and just lay some shit down, let it make it happen.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard nobody say like they listen to like another producer's shit and then they go and create their own shit.
Yeah, because I tell you one thing, like it's crazy. Cause I hear this shit so often, bro. Like when we in sessions with anybody, like any other rappers I fuck with, we always sometimes we chop it up, go back and forth on like how the writing process works.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got their own approach. Like,
Yeah.
Some people they gotta hear the beat to write it.
Yeah.
Some people they gotta write it without the beat. Like me, I started off writing just in my head. Literally, I would write to the same beat in my head, and there was the Kick in the Door beat by Biggie. And I just write to that beat every day. Every verse I wrote from like the 7th grade to the 9th grade, I was writing to that beat.
Wow.
Everything I wrote was to that beat. And I just threw it on something else afterwards. Like straight like on some cypher shit. For so long I was doing that. I could not structure a song. I didn't know nothing about how to make music, but I knew I loved how this beat sounded.
Yeah.
And I know I could go hard on this shit. So that was it. So that was really like how I formed my process of like, if I hear a song or a beat from a producer that sound like something that I want to make my music feel like, then that's where it goes from there. It's like, if this shit sound like some shit that I've been trying to touch in my head, then I'm just gonna write to it now and come back to the verse later whenever I get a chance to hear something like that again.
So let me ask you a question. You said a key word. You said you ain't know how to structure songs.
Yeah.
What is structuring a song for those who don't know upcoming rappers, and then exactly how did you do it?
There's so many ways now. Structuring a song is really like, it speaks for itself, man. It's self-explanatory. It's like, you gotta know where you wanna go with it. I think that's all it takes these days. It's like, as long as you know where you're going and you know what you're trying to get across and you getting your point across, then it don't really matter what you're doing in the song.
Okay.
As long as you're doing what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's different when you're trying to do some shit and it's not coming out with that result. Like, like if you listen to Earl drop hella songs where it's like, song be a minute 20 seconds long and it's just a verse. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's like that was his point to make. Like,
Yeah.
And that's the shit. Like that's the steps he wanted to do to making that song. So, and then you got people like Pump will come on that bitch.
Hooks.
Got them 12 hooks, 6 bars of a verse, bruh, and let your ass have it all day. And it's shit like the kid's gonna walk to it because that's what his point was. So I really just, as long as I get my point across, I feel like the song is complete. But it be hard sometimes because depending on what you're trying to make, you'll end up lost in shit if you're not structuring yourself. Like with me, I structure my songs based on the story.
Yeah.
So like every song is about my life, and I always try to put them in chronological order. Like, everything starts from beginning to end with me. Like that's how I go about it.
I mean, that's a part of the story though.
Yeah,
So,
either it's from beginning or end, unless I say otherwise in the track. Like, but that's how I go as far as structuring it. Like for niggas coming up, I'll say, listen to your favorite rapper. Listen to like how they doing this shit. If you know you wanna resemble some shit that inspired you, then listen to that shit and take what you need from it. Don't copy them niggas, but take what you need and learn from the game. Like, that's why I call that shit like student of the game, bro. You just gotta be a student of it.
That's true though.
Yeah.
You know, niggas will see shit like what Earl do, like some of the patterns he taking, like some of his songs. Cause you know Earl, he got more than one flow when he hop on some shit.
Big time.
And it's like, what if that one thing that he did was like some shit you really fuck with? You know? I don't think there's no problem with recreating that as long as it's in your way.
As a producer, let me ask you a question. When you working with him in the studio and he comes to you with an idea, like, what's your first thought like?
Usually the nigga it's always the same way. The nigga come to you with a sample that he chopped or some shit. And then when you come with the sample, it's like, it's already there. It's like I already know what he's trying to do with it. And it's just
y'all
usually
do the
work
same
out
thing.
like that. Yeah.
Cause that's what I say with BC, bro. We've been rocking for so long. Like everything that he fought with, either if I ain't put him on the shit, he put me on the shit. Everything that my niggas fought with, if I ain't put them on it, they put me on it. So we all really listen to the same pool of music.
Yeah.
So it's not like we got different
Ears.
ears for the shit. We do got different ears,
Preferences,
but
like,
we got like,
You still understand other people.
we understand what everybody else is looking for in this shit. Like, I know if I go fuck with Popo, I know what he trying to drop on the shit. I know if he trying to drop a fast song, we gonna do this shit this way. I know if he trying to rap with me, we gonna do the shit this way.
Yeah.
If I go with Smoke, then Smoke gonna go back. If I know he wanna go hard and he trying to build some gangster shit, I already know what he need. Like, I know what he wanna lay down, I know how he wanna do it, cause we just been rocking for so long. Like, that's all we did when we was together.
Chemistry.
Yeah, it's just chemistry.
Yeah.
It's like, I bring him a sample, literally, that's how I be too. I be in the house, and I produce my shit sometimes, but I don't really be going too hard with the beats. Like, I make the beat up until it get frustrating. Once it get frustrated, I send it off to one of them boys. Like, and it's like, fuck it, take over. You know? It's like the assist. So it's like, I show like, fuck, what's the song that we did that with recently?
I don't know about recently, but
Recently, we've been on a lot of shit, man. There's so much.
one song I really remember is New Drip, though. I remember that by heart.
Oh, yeah?
It wasn't a song.
Oh, yeah, it's just a beat. Yeah, that's just a beat. That shit, that's some more shit. Like, it's so much shit that, like, we got shit that's just beats
The
to
Jill
the
Walk.
point that it gotta come out. Oh, yeah. I'll play that.
Yeah, the Jill Walk.
I can't, shout out to that dude.
Yeah, the sample. When I heard the sample, I was like, bro, I already know what you're trying to do.
A lot of tracks back from that time. Like, we've been really recording a lot of music for the last 3 years.
Like fucking We them guys now. You supposed to
Yeah, I
record
still
that
ain't recorded that shit. We
Wow,
made that shit
record
3
that
years
shit.
ago.
That shit
Like,
was hot.
we got songs that we worked on for so long and just left them because like I didn't want to record them because I had a feeling. Oh, I'm getting calls and shit.
Go ahead.
Nah, we good. I'm gonna call her later. But fucking, bro, I'm talking about. We sat on. I'll say I sat on it. I can't blame nobody else for the shit because I sat on shit out of pure knowing that either I didn't have the confidence to do the song at the time, or I knew that if I did the shit, it wasn't gonna sound how I wanted the shit to sound.
Yeah.
Really, like in my head, I always got that fucking. Like I said, you know, bro, it's like when you get into the creative process, you imagine everything before you do it.
Yeah.
So like I know
You
how
already had your prototype,
sound.
basically.
Yeah, I had the prototype in my head, so
Yeah.
I knew like we wasn't at the stage yet to make the shit sound like that. And even now, like hearing it now, I still gotta do shit to that track.
Exactly.
But that's why I said like now I've been putting out a lot of shit because we finally know like how to make the shit sound right. Like I finally know how I want my voice mixed. I know how I want my ad-libs to sound. I know how I want a lot of shit mixed, and it's like, fuck it, let's do it now.
Yeah.
I really think the difference is like with time, it's like it starts to make more sense and become like more like real.
That too.
It's like I remember my whole life, bro. Like I always like thought about making music, but I didn't really think like shit. People do that shit.
Yeah.
I thought you just did it if that's what you did.
So what you heard on the radio then, nigga?
No, I thought you just did it if that's what you did. Like that's just what you did. But it's like shit. As time go by, it's like that shit become more real, and like, you start understanding that shit. It just makes sense.
All right, so when you said that you found what you liked and how you wanted to sound and how everything you wanted to lay out and go. So have you ever went to a song that you released and
Every time.
mixed that and seeing like what it could have been?
Every time. That's
true.
It's like, especially that's why I stopped dropping music. Because I thought you gotta be consistent. Everybody was drilling that shit into my head. Like, you gotta be consistent, you gotta be consistent, you gotta be doing something. And I kept telling myself that shit, not understanding that I'm gonna be consistent when I'm ready to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand it that way then. So I was like, let me drop Where Are My Friends? Let me drop a single every month or every 2-3 months. Let me drop, and I dropped so much music, and I'm glad I put that shit on SoundCloud. Because I wouldn't pay for that shit my damn self. I would not pay for that shit. Because there's so much songs that I put out, bro, that's so half-assed. And it's like, people gonna hear it, and they're gonna get where you're going, and they ain't gonna tell you. But you know in the end, you feel me?
You
like,
have that instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was so down on my music for a minute, bro, because it was like, none of this shit sound how I wanted to sound. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not putting no more music out. And that's when we really went into the whole of, let's just make music. And like, we're not gonna stop making music. I'm just gonna not put it out. So what I was doing was just recording some of the same shit like over and over and over again at different times to really, when I get it perfect, I'm gonna know it's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's how we got better with like
Finding out
finding that
exactly
sound, finding what we wanted the shit to sound like as far as like originality, production, mixing, everything. Like getting a promo right. That's the next shit. Is like I don't like being on social media. You gotta use what you got. You feel me?
Yeah, you
gotta
have
use what
to
you
now.
got nowadays.
Yeah, man. Social media like one of the key components to this shit.
Shit
man.
crazy.
As a DJ, let me ask you this.
This what y'all need to talk to about that shit.
Yeah,
for real.
because as a DJ, like every time I look, you know, I'm surprised today I didn't see something posted by Chicken. You feel me? So like, how is it for you? Because I know you also have to build a fan base separate from even though y'all group and shit, you have to build something separate from your artists. How is that for you?
I mean, really, like I said, it's like I've always been listening. Like my whole life, I've been into the same thing, just not aware of it. So it's like I always like listening to music, and that's why I peep. That's why the DJing, it's really easy. It's like just, I don't know.
Second nature.
Yeah, second nature, because I like, that's just the shit I like to hear. So if I like it, and I like to hear it because that's my surroundings, that's what everybody else be listening to. So it's just like, it just come off instinct, and it's like, that's why it's so easy to put so much shit out. Because like every second I hear something that's like somebody else want to hear.
Yeah.
Like every second.
It's true, cause this nigga Thanksgiving tape. Like look, Kodak can get out tape. Nelly can get out. So never made me come out. The first thing he gotta take ready for me. Ready, you feel me? Exactly. But that's a good thing though. Let me ask you a question. Do you pick up like his work ethic? Because since he's always 24/7 DJing, you feel my fault. 24/7 DJing, how do you like that make you want to go in the studio 20 times more?
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm really finna set up a studio in my shit, like in my house tomorrow. So how we've been moving is about to be ramped up, at least from my end, 10 times. Like,
Wow.
I'm about to have a lot more shit done. But this man really did like, before like having Cud in my corner saying like, you gotta do shit this way because this is how people seeing it. I never had that perspective. Like, that's some shit I never had. Is somebody to be able to tell me how everybody else is seeing me.
Yeah.
Like, I always been a selfish, not selfish, but mentally selfish. Like, I always think, like even these days, I ain't even gonna fly. Like, I'm always gonna be the person thinking, I know what to do. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna get it done myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been my mentality. Like, that's just, that shit come from, I guess, how I was raised. I don't even know, I can't tell you. It's just, everything in my life played out that way. You feel me? Like, I gotta get the shit done. I always had to be the person with the answer. So, until I realized, like, I can't answer everything, I never had that perspective. And this nigga was one of the first people to really, like, show me rather than just tell me, like, you ain't always right. You feel me? Like, I was actually able to see, like, the result of doing shit differently. And so, like I say, bro, we bounce everything off each other now, bro. And, like, him, Smoke, Popo, my nigga Fried, Lil Super, that's the shooter right there. Everybody that's them niggas like, hell yeah.
Shout out Fried.
Everybody that's, like, been surrounding us at this point to help us do this shit.
Shout out Todd.
Really, Todd, shout out Todd, making this shit happen. We got this space tonight.
Oh yeah, this shit's beautiful as fuck.
Shout out Sarah,
Sarah, Manny, everybody, like, there's so many people down the line, dog, that just helped us become men and become artists and become ourselves. Like, we were never allowed to be ourselves in our community, but like, you know what it's like, coming out here, everybody dig out everything. You ain't on the wave, you not shit.
Lost.
You feel me? Like, that's what it was for so long. Even these days, it still be like that, but that's what the jits now. So I don't give a fuck about this shit no more.
It's different. You feel me? Cause like you said, South Florida, especially Broward fucking County, like. And then let me ask y'all this. Now, no disrespect to Kodak or anything like that. You feel me? We love Yak because he put
everybody love Yak.
He put the city on the map. But it's like the thing though, y'all coming up around the same time he came up. You know, not too far off.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you being from Exit 36?
Bro, I won't even lie to you, dog. Around that time, like, Kodak been doing this shit for so long. So it's like,
damn.
We been like, been really all, everybody in Pompano is really like, in the midst, whenever shit going on, everybody kind of in the loop, bro. Ain't really nothing happening in the city. If you from Pompano, ain't nothing happening in the city that you don't know about.
Yeah,
so when we seen, like, at least me, when I seen Kodak coming up, I was thinking, like, I was on some jit shit then. I was in like school, like probably middle school, and I was like, man, I don't like this nigga. Like, that's how I felt. I'm not even gonna lie. That's how I felt, and it wasn't even off of like the music. It wasn't off none of that shit. It was off the fact, like, I'm a competitor, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna compete for always. Like, so when somebody, like, when you're in your house, bro, and you got your little brother coming up telling you, oh, this nigga Kodak Slide, he raw than you. That shit, like, you feel me? Like, you gonna take that shit, you gonna be like, I bet. Like, and that's how I took that shit for so long, and that shit hindered me, like, mentally. I feel like that shit held me back too, like, watching niggas and watching how they moving and feeling like, damn, they doing shit and comparing myself to them.
Yeah.
And it was like, I did that shit for so long, bro, as a jit, that I turned so bitter, bro, and it was like, one day, I don't know what, bro, but one day something just switched. And I was like, bro, none of that shit don't got nothing to do with you. And from the moment I decided that in myself, I realized, bro, everybody really in their own lane, dog. Like, if you competing with a nigga, bro, and he ain't competing with you, you competing with yourself.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Period. Like that's how it go. Competition means two sides. Like if you the only motherfucker competing, bro, it's not a competition, bro. Like ain't nobody even study you.
You just think it.
You just think it is.
Yeah.
And it's like I was in that road for so long, bro. I was just an angry black nigga, angry ass young rapper, young nigga going down the wrong path. Yeah. But these days, bro, I appreciate Kodak, bro. He did a lot for the city.
Got to, man.
And he still be around. He still be around. I just seen him and CJ on Instagram. Like them niggas he still be in the hood.
Yeah.
You can't be mad up in there.
All right, so
Go ahead. No, I'm good.
Oh, so I was going down your SoundCloud and just listening to whatever you had on there. You had tracks, and then I came up to it was the live noise.
Yeah.
That shit right there. I like that shit.
Nobody talked to me about those, bro. I love talking about that shit.
I like the live noise. Le Shifu.
Yeah.
It's a female.
That's nah. Really, a lot of people don't know. When I started producing, I was calling myself Shifu and shit.
Oh.
So like, whenever you see that shit, like the Le Shifu, that's just like
Saying you made the beat.
that's saying I produced it or I DJ'd it, basically. And the live noise shit was like, it really. This nigga inspired me to do that shit. Like. When he was coming out with the Proud by Chicken mixes in high school, we was like, them shits was going up, you feel me? Them shits was going up. Oh, the Pick by Chicken, my fault. I did call that shit the wrong name. But he was dropping the Pick by Chicken mixes, and I remember like the fun, like the process of them shits getting done. It was always fun. Like, it was always fun. It was never no like, it wasn't like recording to the point that you'd be like, all right, we gotta be serious. Like that shit sucks sometimes, you feel me? Because it's still music.
Yeah.
You know, like you still wanna have fun. And the live noise shit, I just felt like there's so many like underground radio shows and like overseas there's so much music like internet radio shows and podcasts and shit that are playing shit like that and playing shit way deeper in the crates than what I'm playing. But I just play what's on my rotation, bro. I go through my Spotify and I pick like the shit that I've been listening to all this period of time. And then the shit that really inspired me. And with the live noise shits, I wanted to do them based on the seasons. So whatever season I dropped it in, I wanted it to feel like that season. And it was just like, I'm gonna put niggas on. Like, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck it, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna show y'all what I listen to. And I'm gonna put y'all on this shit because 9 times out of 10, bro, nobody else is putting you on this music right now.
Because I ain't like every song from there. I never heard it. When I started listening to it, I was like, oh my, what has been my whole life?
Yeah, like, and that's why I be feeling. That's how I felt when I heard that shit for the first time. That's why I put them songs on there. Every song I put on the fucking live noise mix, when I heard that song for the first time, I felt some shit I never felt before. So I was like, the world need to hear this shit, or at least my community need to hear this.
Yeah,
so
like,
I can get
it
this
feel
shit out
like-
anywhere.
Like the energy just go up. Like you be down, and you listen to that shit, and then you just happy.
I'm thinking about that one song.
Yeah,
that
which one?
Sober. And that bitch came.
Oh, Sober by Malia.
Yeah, that shit
She from,
snap.
I think she from London.
That shit, I don't know why, but that shit replaying in my head when I think of live mixes.
Yeah, that was one. I think the latest one I dropped. Yeah.
I just be going on YouTube and this shit just be going and play some shit.
Oh, like, yeah.
Shit like that, yeah, like that's how I find shit, bro. I don't even like search for music no more. I just let it find me. So when I find shit like that,
I honestly feel like Spotify is the best place to go to if you want to find random music. That's
Shout out Spotify
that's different,
for
you feel me?
Yeah.
Like some shit that's like on some like R&B, not even R&B, but like
anything low
yeah,
key, period.
Yeah,
so
so
different.
Spotify, like, regardless of the artist, alright, so let's be real about this shit.
Talking about finding it, though.
Yeah. Because on 2019, like, okay, going into 2019, they had a playlist literally where it was like, any artist you haven't heard or anything you like. Because I listened to a lot of Kanye users, so it came up with a whole new fucking thing. And it was a bunch of Spanish artists that sound like the fucking Spanish version of Kanye. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this shit actually dope. So that shit was crazy though. That shit was crazy. But I ain't gonna front, he about to make me delete all my songs off SoundCloud. And post like one song.
No,
Be like,
man, you
take
can't.
this shit.
If you put it to the world, I feel like you gotta keep it out there. That's the one thing. I don't know. Personally, I take it that way.
Yeah.
It's like if you had the balls to put it out, break shot the balls to stand on that, even if it's not what you want.
I think of music as a diary, though.
Yeah, like if you telling your story, bro, that's part of your story too.
Yeah.
You know, and if you put that shit out, that means at some point in time you felt like if you ain't need to get it out, somebody else needed to hear it.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's why I say like I got a lot of songs that's out on SoundCloud that I hate. I don't like them, like at all. I think they all suck. But I'm never gonna take them down because I know that that's part of the story and that's part of how it worked. That's part of the progression. You're gonna be asked at some point in time. You feel me?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be up at some point in time. And that's just like, fuck it, I'll put it all out there. I'm stand on it.
Yeah.
How you feel about say if like, so what I seen with like the Backpack Kid, for instance, Fortnite used his damn dance, and now he want his money for using the dance.
I seen some shit about
That's
that.
not misleading.
It's funny because I don't even think Jay got shit to do with that. Like, I don't think it got nothing to do with him. I think that kid just want to have fun. Like I seen him talk about this shit somewhere, and he was saying something like his
TMZ,
mom and
yeah.
his mom and his parents and his manager or whatever. So like, that shit ain't got shit to do with him. He don't even know what's going on in that house.
But the same, like they made the dance popular for him.
Yeah.
And
That's why it's crazy, because it's like, really, bruh, regardless of how the shit go, he gonna come out winning. They gonna come out winning.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck? Why not?
They gonna settle out of court.
Throw the Jit some bread. You know what I mean? Like, throw him
Facts.
something.
Yeah.
Throw the Jit some bread.
Facts.
They gonna settle out of court, get Jit like 7,500. He done. He good. You feel me?
Like, throw the Jit some bread, bro. He deserves it. Alright, y'all boys all up off that shit. So,
75. I didn't more than 75.
it ain't nothing but a dance.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
They,
new dance next week. They ain't gonna do shit but put it on Fortnite again.
Exactly.
they put everything on.
but let me ask you a question. So, I need to stop saying that shit. Matter of fact, let me ask you a question.
That could be with the chains.
Oh.
Nick Palmer said.
Oh yeah. He performed at
That's the one too, yeah.
He performed at the event. Matter of fact, let's talk about your performances because you've been one sneaky motherfucker with yours. This nigga was supposed to perform at one, shit got shut down. All right, that's straight. And then he was about to perform unreleased shit, and then all of a sudden, how did that come with the show?
Which one?
The white background where it looks like this took place.
12 a.m. fashion.
Yes.
12 a.m. fashion show, which is crazy to me because originally I was modeling in the show. And I did model in the show too. But they hit me up and they was like, we want you to come out to I don't even know what them shit's called. That was my only time ever modeling. It's like it ain't a rehearsal, it's like a tryout basically. You feel me? So I went through that shit, blase. Long story short, we get in there and somehow at some point in time, shout out Countess, my nigga. She put me on, bro. She was like, fuck it, I want you to perform with that shit too. Like, you got some crazy shit. Like, and me and her was like, fuck it.
So she heard your music before?
Yeah, we sat down and we went through it and I showed her my shit and I was like, yeah, bro, like, this is what we do. You feel me? Like, anybody I fuck with, I'm gonna put it onto the squad because I feel like, honestly, Black Civilian is the most original collective to ever come out of this place, period. Like, and I'm gonna stand on that shit because I'm fans of these niggas. Like, on some BC shit. Like, I'm fans of these niggas, like, aside from me fucking with them as my homie.
Like, if you didn't know them,
like, if I didn't know these niggas,
Yeah.
like, these boys' music make me want to make music type shit.
That's fact.
And I'll go into it and
That's
really
some
say,
real shit.
like, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but let me wrap up the 12 a.m. shit. Basically, I ended up performing, and I was like, I was supposed to have another show at Fusi Studio, but I made the announcement, and niggas thought I was playing, and I was like, y'all don't sell the show out, I'm not performing. And they didn't sell it out, so I canceled the show.
How many seats you needed?
I don't even remember. I didn't care though. I didn't care because I really wanted to see how hard niggas was gonna go for me at the end of 2018.
Yeah.
Just so I could know like what I gotta be on type shit.
Yeah.
So when they didn't sell that out, it was like, yeah, that shit suck, it hurt, because I wanted to do that, and I was gonna be like my first paid show this year.
Oh man.
That was gonna be probably my third performance this year because I've been in a dungeon. Like I just been working. I ain't really been performing like that. If it ain't like some pop up shit that people just ask me to hop on stage at, like I just been cooling it this year. Like I'm saying this year, that was last year. Last year it's 2019 now. But I was doing that shit for so long, just like popping up the shit or whatever, just here and there, because I be trying to move low key. And I was like, fuck it, for the 12 a.m. shit, I'm a performer, you know?
Locking this
I
shit.
have some bitches pop locking behind me. Crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be live.
That would.
Chaos.
But so with your performances, we was talking about this. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
This was like off camera. You was telling me when I was asking you about shows and shit. You was like, there's levels to shows.
Yeah.
Explain the levels to people that you was telling me about.
Bruh, it's really like 3 things. Either you getting put on, or this some shit that you supposed to be at, or this is you arrived type shit. Like when you getting put on, like during that phase, everything you performing at, people not gonna know who you is. You gotta introduce yourself. You gotta introduce your music. You gotta outro with your exit and let everybody know once again who I am, what I do, this, what I did. That shit is annoying as fuck. It's stupid, but it's part of growing. And it's fucked up because once you feel like this is where you're supposed to be, there's still a little hint of that. I gotta show y'all and present to y'all who I am, but y'all kind of already know what the fuck going on. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's really like the stage I'm trying to step into right now. Is like that's why I did that last performance. I mashed up and shit. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna like show these niggas was really rocking with me, cause people see it and they hear it, but they don't believe it. So you gotta show a motherfucker like this is what I'm really standing on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to give y'all this work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you arrive, everybody here for you.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I see it. That's what everybody's goal is.
So was that part? I like how you did that because that goes into this question. Was that? So you say you're going in the phase from having to tell people who you are to people knowing who you are.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's not really. I won't say like people know who I am, but it's like
They gotta understand it.
they know,
Yeah.
but they don't know at the same time.
They don't know how good you are yet.
Yeah, like
Okay.
they know of me, but they don't really. They ain't listening to my shit every
So that was the
day.
whole purpose of the
Yeah,
selling out
yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
That was the whole purpose of that.
That's what I wanted to find out because
Okay.
it's like everybody watching me. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. I'm at a point right now where I see a lot of people. I don't think niggas know that I'll be watching them watch me back. People watch me a lot, bro. A lot of people watch me, and it's weird because people watch me and don't say shit. That shit is creepy to me, dog. Like I feel like I'm one of the only people like out here trying to like come up on some shit that people was staring at and not saying shit to.
It's like IG Live.
Yeah,
One person is sitting there just watching you.
type shit, like my whole shit feel like I'm just a big ass IG live, bro. Like niggas is just looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck y'all looking at? So
Are you talking about other artists? Or are you
like
talking about?
in general, bro, I'm talking about fans, I'm talking about artists, I'm talking about promoters, I'm talking about niggas who own on top, who know about me, who ain't gonna say shit.
I know
until
what you
it's-
mean.
know what I'm
I know what
saying?
you're talking about.
Like all type of people is watching me, bro, but nobody's saying shit. So it's hard to gauge like what the fuck should I do from here, you know? Because I don't know if I'm on, if I'm finna be on, if I'm finna fall out. Like I don't know what the fuck y'all watching me for, because nobody's saying shit. You feel me?
Nah, that shit
Yeah.
true, cause
I take blame for it though, because I don't talk much.
no, but that's just how it is. I remember I seen a video. Yachty was saying that shit. The people they gonna look at your shit, and if you coming up, everybody gonna look at your shit, bro. But nobody gonna let you know if your shit good. Or not.
Yeah,
Until you did.
like, I want to make this announcement right here, bro, for anybody watching this. Like,
Yeah, please be
if
watching
it's
this.
somebody you fuck with, bro, at least let them know one time you fuck with them. Don't just keep staring at shit, dog. Like, don't just watch a bitch, bro, and never say shit, never like shit. Just watch a bitch for years.
That's fact.
Like, that's weird, bro, because you gonna want to fuck with them if they get on, dog. And that's why motherfuckers be better to you niggas. Because you niggas be watching, and you niggas be talking to your homies and shit, but y'all don't never show a nigga no real support, let alone not even support feedback. I don't even give a fuck if you like it. Tell me you don't like it. Tell me something, bro.
Fact.
Yeah.
Like, don't just watch a nigga.
Facts.
Feel me?
I expect a nigga to grow, man.
Yeah, like, if I'm ass, tell me I'm ass.
I say the same shit.
Hold on, I got a question. Is there any artists you guys wanna this year you wanna try to feature on? Any artist like you wish you wanna
You mean somebody
This year?
like crazy?
Outside of
or
BC.
somebody- or just
Outside of
anyone?
BC.
outside of DC?
Yeah.
Anybody.
This year, I don't know. I mean,
Anyone in general.
I mean, we working on shit right now, and I'm working on shit with
Yeah.
like my homies that's outside of BC. Like, only
Okay.
people I really work with is people that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? That fuck with me too. Like, I'm not really going out.
So
my way.
you know there's no chase, like who's the
Like,
next
I
hot
don't really go out my way to get no features or nothing. Cause a lot of times, bro, 9 times out of 10, depending on what the track is, they ain't gonna hear what I heard when I send it to them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they gonna give me back something that I might not even want.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to the features, I like to have the accessibility of being able to come fuck with you, come sit with you, come talk with you.
Chop it up.
Chop it up. You know what I'm saying?
Get the vibe.
Like I want a real song. I don't want some rap nigga shit going on.
That's
Like
facts.
this shit, like
I
it's
see
not
that
rapping
you
to
say
me.
that.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not on that. Like send me some beats. I'm gonna send you my verse, and then you send me back your verse, and then send me the stems.
That's
And
facts.
only people I work with like that is people who I literally can't see face to face type shit. Like I can't really get to you. But even then, it's like with the people I fuck with overseas, we stay in constant contact. With the people I fuck with across the country, we stay in constant contact. Like
Shout out that boy Huey.
shout out Huey, my nigga. Yeah, Huey would need to send me them fucking beats. I need them. Shout out Lil Vega, shout out Ray, shout out goddamn my nigga Josh overseas in London. He produced the remix, the London remix. I'll put that next for y'all.
So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
basically, so what you're saying is that like you don't really accept requests of people acting beats unless you know them?
I mean, it's not that I won't accept the request. If you dope and you fuck with me and you come to me and you say, yo, like, I just had a nigga ask me to send me beats today. Send me the shit. If you raw, I'm gonna fuck with you. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna let you know what we can do. But as far as like being on some, we made a song together,
Just to say it.
just to say
Yeah.
we made a song together, I really could care less. Like, if I don't fuck with
Yeah.
you as a person, or like, if your music not that fucking good to the point that it's like, I need this feature,
Yeah.
like, I can't live
Which
without
you
it.
don't feel like you
And I
got.
don't really feel that way.
Yeah, I was just trying to say like you're
Yeah.
not like concerned like some people might be doing that just to get on.
Yeah, a lot of bro. There's so many people out here, dog.
Dog,
That's fake friends off this rap nigga shit, bro.
Yeah, like this rap
Facts.
shit is not like we not. He's on more than I am. You feel me? Like not trying to sound disrespectful.
No, I feel you,
but
bro. That's real.
bitch, shut the fuck up. But he's on more than I am, and I done seen niggas make fucking fake ass pages like what we got, like the high volume podcast type shit, and they post just their page.
Yeah, I
and
know
promote
niggas
that,
doing
promote
that.
that, promote that. I'm like,
I know niggas doing that.
Yeah.
I know niggas who run their own fan pages.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I ain't doing
No,
that.
yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying, I see that.
I had a fan page one time.
Can't do it.
I got caught. So like, oh, wait a minute.
You did that?
Like, this is my first
Shit.
started photography. When I first started, I had a little fan page, you know, to boost my energy up. That was,
Yeah.
that was like a sad case. But then so I found out, I was like, yeah, to be this account.
But the thing about that though, you.
What's going on, Sam?
Oh, but the thing about that, though, you gotta respect. Like, I don't necessarily respect them, but you still see where they coming from, though, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because those rappers necessarily aren't as comfortable in their own skin as you are. It seems like you don't give a like, not J. Cole, but you kind of like have that same mindset where it's like, I like this shit. I'm gonna give this whoever fuck with it, fuck with it.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing everything at the wall.
Yeah, I'm at that point now because it's like
That's time.
growing up.
You know what I'm saying?
Growing
It's
up
time.
is a part of it. Doing this shit for so long, I realized like after doing this shit for 2 years, I understand that everything is a process.
Yeah.
You feel me? I thought I was gonna make some shit and cause it was raw, it was gonna blow. Like that's what I thought.
Worst
I'm
feeling
into
ever.
this shit.
Worst feeling ever.
You find out real quick that that's not the case. You feel me? Like this shit is a lot of work. So
Everybody tell you it's easy.
I realized like a lot of people that's doing this shit, bro, as we started getting into it more and more, we started to meet the actual niggas behind all this music that's coming out, behind all this music that's getting made, being around rappers, being around producers, being in the studio, the more and more you living in that shit, the more and more you'll see like who's who.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you see what these niggas
See
living
right-
like.
See right through everything.
You feel me? Like, once you in a place where it's like, nigga, I see what you living like type shit. Like, I've been in your mama house type shit. Like, we can't lie to each other.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
We can't lie to nobody but them.
Yeah.
But what the fuck I'm lying to them for? You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Yeah.
I feel like you was a regular nigga when I met you, I'm finna lie to a bunch of other regular niggas who regular niggas just like me.
Yeah. And who can't
You
judge?
ever got into a situation where, let's say you did like a song for somebody in the studio, you did a beat, and then it takes like forever to nowhere near ready that they'll send you your song? You feel like it should be there by now?
Yeah,
that happens.
That's
just
regular
music,
rap
bro.
shit.
That's
Regular
music
rap
for you.
shit. You'll never get your songs
We ain't
back.
getting shit on time. Niggas gonna move on their time, you know. But we really got everything that we do in our hands months now.
Yeah.
So it's
So
not
that's why you
really-
just like, that's why
Yeah,
the group you're
but-
in, that's why you be like, okay, you can get this by then.
Yeah, but even with these niggas, bro, I still don't get shit when I
Yeah, that's
get
what I mean.
I don't get shit when
He
I
looked at that person, he'd be like, I'll give you next week,
Bruh.
2 months later.
He said he gets quicker than anybody, bro. He still like it might be 2-3 day delay on this shit. Like I sit with this nigga, make the beat, listen to it, everything.
You see him sleeping like, oh, you sleeping, but you
wait
can't
on this beat for 3 days, dog. Just waiting
Sometimes
on
I
this
just be
beat, man.
forgetting.
That's you be watching him sleep,
It's
and be
like,
like, so you sleeping, but you can't make this song.
Right,
Maybe
maybe
days
they
like that,
don't
though.
forget.
Yeah, that too. Niggas forget. That's why it be days like that. I pull up on you. You feel me? That's why I say I like being able to pull up on you because I'm gonna pull up on you and like I'm gonna make your ass work. Like we ain't finna bullshit, dog. We got a goal.
Like, damn, man, I just woke up.
Yeah. Let's go. It's time to
Like
work.
I had
Like,
that. My fault.
Go ahead.
Like I had that issue. Like I'm having that issue right now. Like
Do I know?
yeah. But it's like he's a dog. You feel me?
He's
It's
a dog,
like,
we fuck with him.
But it's just like he said. He texted me 2 nights ago. Middle of the night. I'm asleep. Yo, I got a beat ready. It's ready to get sent. Text him the next day. Yo, send it. No reply. And then he hits me up today. I'm gonna send it. Just send this shit.
I feel like that. I know what you're talking about. I feel like that man takes forever. Like just
But
go.
when
He
you get that
he
shit,
has
it's
so
gold.
much
When you
shit.
get that shit, it's gold.
I'll tell you exactly who like that in BC. I'm gonna put my dog out there. He probably gonna be on the next whatever episode if you have us on.
Oh, cuz y'all family, you got it, dog.
This nigga's super, bro. I'm gonna call him fried.
Yes.
Wing head ass. This nigga, bro. Everybody gonna tell you the same story, bro. All the rappers in DC will tell you, bro. This nigga make the most raw shit ever, dog. But you would never gonna have it when you heard it, ever. I've never once, bro, being super sat down and worked on something and I had it that night. That never happened once, bro. I'm talking about, bro, like the shit I showed y'all boys before this, that unreleased shit. That's the quickest song we ever did. And it's only because the nigga made the beat in front of me and we recorded it right then and there. That's the only
2 birds in one
reason,
stone.
bro. Yeah, like that's the only reason, bro. Like me and this nigga would go to my house, work on a whole beat, work 3, 4, 5 beats out, chop them down, get them ready to go. All I need this nigga to do is send them. And I'll be sitting in the house for 4 weeks, bro.
No beat.
No beats.
But that helps though because that's how you write your other verses because you feel me. You say you go on YouTube and look up beats, but you don't write to that per se, but you write. You feel me?
Yeah.
So does that help the process a little bit, even though you didn't get the beat?
Nowadays, bro, everything really just gonna come how it comes. Like I stopped trying to until I can really like wake up every single day and just make music.
Yeah.
And like I'm making music for a living, like I'm really eating off this shit, feeding my people off this shit. I'm never gonna have a real routine in it. You know what I'm saying? Like work ethic is work ethic. Routine is different from that. Like you could come in the studio and work hard, but once you working hard and you got routine is something that you could replicate and actually being at this and be working the shit out all day. It's a different level of like consistency you can build with how you working.
Yeah.
Right now we in a position, like I say, I'm finna have a studio in the house this weekend. I'm setting that shit up this weekend. So hopefully that's what's gonna change with my shit. But I never been in a position where it's like I can just work songs out all day every day. So that shit really like hindered how my process as far as writing goes. Because I'm only going to write when I hear the lyrics in my head. I'm not going to write just because I heard the beat and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to love the beat and I'm going to listen to it for weeks or whatever, but I'm not going to write until I hear it.
Yeah.
Now, like, what's your routine when you head to the studio? Like, I know, like, some rappers, like, for example, Kendrick, that, like he said in an interview once. You know, I love Kendrick. I'm not afraid to say it. Greatest rapper of this generation.
Okay.
You gotta fight me with that. Anyway, next up. But I heard that, like, he go to the studio, just put his paper down, and then say, let me get in the booth, just close the eyes, and then start performing in his head. Or like Lil Wayne, when he said another time in the interview, that he doesn't really write his shit, he just freestyle on the top of his head.
You can tell you don't write.
Yeah. So my question is to you, like, how do you go to the studio? Like, do you have like a paper with you? Do you have like a dark room?
Alright, I mean, my studio conditions is like this. I won't say it's paper because I ain't wrote a song. He actually seen me the last time I actually read a song on paper. I didn't write a song on paper before that though for years. Like, I ain't wrote a song on paper. Yeah, I got that little book, but I ain't use that shit
Like a
since.
Bible.
It really looked like a Bible too, though. I saw like old pages and all.
Wow.
I wrote 2 verses in it, and it was like, I can't do this shit. Like, I cannot write on paper. I
Yeah.
have to type it.
You have to be in that energy.
Like, it gotta be in my phone
Yeah.
for some reason. And I think it's because I'm so comfortable with reading the shit and my handwriting too. It's like trying to figure out what I wrote and write it and read it at the same time is too much.
So you was the one she was always talking about. All right, got it.
You know, I'm not gonna name, but I know a rapper who just go in the studio with some light and then have his phone next to him, and they still messed up.
I mean, that happened though. That happened depending on what you're doing and how good the song is to you.
Oh, you know.
It's disrespectful ass niggas, man.
What are you talking about? We didn't say nobody.
You be calling me out in fucking interviews and
Who
shit.
calling you out? Nobody
I
said your name.
We supposed to be going to, I believe, was it?
My second show.
Yeah,
second
it
show.
was going to this
Yeah.
show. I was running a little late. I had I was trying to.
A little. Oh, fuck. When we talking about stories, cuz, you want to know what's up? So I said, Earl, yo, cuz, you see how it was 7 o'clock, right? I pull up. Yo, Earl, I'm dressed. You ready? Yeah, bro, don't worry about it. All right, I'll pull up. 7:05. Hey, Earl, this 7:30 now. Where you at? I just got out the shower. he said, I'm picking out, and then he said, I'm picking out clothes now. I said, all right, bro, I got 10 minutes, right? This man got up at 8 o'clock, bro. My job got there at 7 o'clock, bro. This man literally had on a fucking dry fit shirt and some gym pants, dog.
It took you.
I said, what the fuck?
I had to take out the trash. I wasn't gonna do it in my fit.
I was so hot,
my
bro.
clothes.
I was
Took
so
the trash and
hot.
put my clothes back on.
Bruh, I'm dead.
But then what really made us late was I was working.
Yeah.
He sat. We went to we drove up the street. This nigga stopped. He said, "Wait, I gotta finish this."
Cause I had
He-
okay,
he
no,
picking
hold on,
a
hold on.
song.
I had a song. It was a whole new song that I had just wrote while I was waiting to call for this nigga. That's how long it took him. That's how you know it took a nigga a long time. You wrote a whole song. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know. I
Like-
gotta see this fit. You gotta picture this fit, bro.
Bro,
I do not have a picture.
it's a little head drop fit. It's nothing special
No,
about
I
this
didn't
shit.
wear a drop fit to
It
the
took you an hour to dress that.
What you wore? What you wore? It wasn't that special, man.
I wore my Yeezys. I had the like they some black.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't wear the Yeezys that day.
What did I have my 12s?
Yeah, you probably cause oh yeah, yeah.
How do you remember? But he doesn't.
He had on some. No, cause nigga, I was making that fucking line. So it was just a cause the shit wasn't that special, and I'm like, fuck it, brother. Might as well finish this song. So we sat there for like a whole another 20 minutes,
Yeah.
waiting on me to just finish the song. But that's not the point. Fuck that. Back to you, bro. So yeah. So your routine, like when you get in the studio, like what's 5 things you gotta have besides this nigga with you?
First thing, darkness. Cannot record in a bright ass room. It gotta be dark, dim, something like. It wouldn't cut it for me. We probably should cut more of these light songs that I'm thinking about. But it's all cool. Anyway,
Next
like,
time.
Yeah, like me, for some reason, I gotta record it in dark. And I prefer it to be cold, but if it's not cold, then you gonna get what you get. Like, cuz know how to get. That's why I don't like being in booths. The booths get hot. And if it's hot, I'm gonna start stripping. I don't give a
Especially
fuck.
when it's fucking
I sweat. I'm gonna come out my clothes. I'm coming out the shirt. I'm coming out the pants. I'm coming out butt ass naked.
Oh, this nigga hit. You tripping.
I'm in this bitch. I'm gonna have a drawers on. You feel me? But I'm coming out this bitch in socks and drawers.
Nigga look like Tarzan and
Like,
shit.
A nigga gonna be hard down sweating by the end of this shit.
I just imagine like just walking into the studio, like I'm just getting to the studio. You told me to come, and you in that butt ass.
No cap. Like if we ever vlog y'all boys, cuz, and you do that shit, we gonna be like, what the fuck they got going on?
Like,
I did that
that's
shit one
cool.
time for real.
I will get it's not in that bitch, bro. I will get her down, because I sweat a lot.
It was a booth that was like separate, no cameras, no window, no nothing. So like we opened the door, the nigga in there and his drawers.
Is it in the house? No AC?
No, in the bed, wash shoes on.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get back dressed when I come back to the room.
Of course.
I'm saying like,
We're not gonna sit down like this and
I think he had pants on, but he had no shoes and no shirt. No, I don't remember.
I don't remember, bro, but I know I had to start stripping and that shit. That shit was.
I remember he opened the door, he had less clothes on than he was.
That's what it was every time. I remember now because somebody said the shit and it made me laugh. Cause we was in this bitch recording. This was a while back.
Oh yeah, you had the bucket hat and shit. That was like
wild.
This was like
it was like I like that bitch,
sophomore
bro. It's wintertime. You feel me? It's cold
yeah.
outside. We come in this bitch, freezing cold. Jackets on, windbreaker on, bucket hat, everything, all type of shit. Just layers, nigga.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get in the booth, dog. The booth is just a little fucking dark black hot ass room. It's like probably 4 feet by 4 feet, bro. And you just in this hot ass
Jail,
room.
bitch.
Exactly.
That's jail, nigga.
Yeah, solitary type
You
shit.
spent in
That
jail.
shit.
Dog, every time I open that door,
Had it and shit.
it's like the whole time, bro. I was in there for 5 minutes. Let me take this jacket off, dog. That's like this is my process of I'm recording this shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting into it. We got to do it again. Fuck. All right, let me take this shirt off. I'm out in this bitch. Get it done. I'm like, let me get out of this shit. Finally, I open the door. No, you got to do it again. Fuck. Close the door. I was like, fuck, it's too hot. I got to come out of this shit.
Oh,
like,
shit.
it's too fucking hot. So I was trying to escape that shit. That
Yeah.
night, bro. It was too hot. But
Nah, but I feel you, Will. You
be
know,
like
you can
that.
do shit like in the dark.
hell
I
yeah.
do the same thing when they
Oh,
make
yeah.
the pictures.
That's
Even
one of
though,
my conditions.
even though the laptop, you know, got bright and shit.
Yeah.
Everything gotta be just darkness. That way I can just
Yeah.
make sure the picture edit is fine. But
Yeah.
so with the lights, I feel like I fucked it. I gotta
It's a different type of like.
That's some artistic shit.
Yeah,
like-
it's like a different type of vibe. Like for some reason, it's
dark,
like just
like,
you
yo,
in that moment.
It's nothing.
I'll tell you why I
in
like it dark.
space.
I like it dark because like when it's dark, for me, I have the freedom to turn this room into anything. You feel me? Like if I can't see shit, the only thing that's in this room is me and my story.
Yeah.
So I'm really walking back through what this fuck I wrote about while I'm in the dark, like, cause that's how I write. I write in the dark. I don't really write like unless I'm on the go and I just get some shit in my head and it's like this shit crazy. I got, you know what I'm saying? But my fault, niggas is trying to talk to me about video shoots and shit right now. Fuck. That shit keeps making me look down. I'm about to flip this shit over, but like I like being in the dark because I got the room to imagine whatever the fuck I was going through at that time. I can reinvent it in my mind and like this how I want to say it. This gonna make me feel good because it's not about like nothing else but the sound at that point. Another thing I need though in the booth, I need darkness. I need it to at least be room temperature, bro. If I'm dying in that bitch, I'm coming out the clothes. Period. Fucking water. I need water. I gotta have a beverage, bro. If not water, a Gatorade, bro. I need the Gatorade.
No lit?
I keep them on deck. I don't really drink like that, but I need weed sometimes. Depending on what I'm recording. Because sometimes I smoke and then I can't get my voice higher than a certain pitch for some reason.
Shit stuck in your head.
Yeah, like,
Mom,
like
bitch.
shit stuck somewhere. It's
Talk about
like
some
you
reason.
froggy and shit. Yeah. So like sometimes I need weed. I'm always gonna need weed just for after the fact. But
You need weed for life.
weed, darkness, AC, a beverage. You gotta have a beverage. And the fifth thing, the fifth most important thing is the team gotta do it. If the homie's not there, the team ain't there, the homies ain't there, then you really just in that bitch bored. Like, it ain't gonna be
Oh, so
fun.
you never recorded when like it ain't nobody else there?
Nah,
Just you?
nah.
Never
This is
you?
gonna, like, when I get this shit in my house, it's gonna be my first time being able to do that. So I really have some time.
Oh, so you gonna find out if you
But
can.
see,
Yeah, like
No, but
game
even-
station, you get bored, like you ready, like.
But nah, I mean niggas be playing 2K and shit when we're recording, but
Oh no, I can't. I be pissed off.
Yeah,
like,
like-
we playing 2K, man. I'm spitting bars. Bars. Okay, let's hear it. Wait, hold up.
I only complain if the niggas going too hard and the sticks start making
Yeah, I didn't say that serious. You got my 30 already.
niggas be trying to come back with shit.
And you know the niggas that move the controller.
They talk.
and shit,
They talk like.
Nah, you can't. Everybody know that don't talk over.
It's like you got the TV cut down and shit like.
It only pisses me off because I can hear it in the mic and in my headphones.
The mic picks up everything, and that's what niggas don't understand. Like, bruh, that's one thing about when you
Even
don't.
when you in the booth?
Yeah.
When your friends don't rap, they don't understand.
When you got
that.
headphones on, you hear what the mic is picking.
Yes,
So like, even if you got like acoustic shit, however you record, if you're in a
Still
booth,
hear that
a booth is the best way to isolate the sound. I don't know why they do.
Yeah, the booth.
I personally don't like booths unless it's built right. Like the
With
booth got
some
to be
AC
built for a
basically.
big nigga, like, cause everybody built their booths little, and I'm fucking 6'3", bro. I'm stepping on shit, knocking shit over. It's dark. Like I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I like recording with space.
Mhm.
Even though I don't even fucking move around, and I like to have the freedom of space.
Yeah.
So, and I like being a part of the room too, bro. Cause you be in a booth, I know it be sometimes you be in a booth and it be some shit going on. You be like, what the fuck going on? I like being a part of the room, bro. I like having the room being a part of my session. So I like to set up in rooms and give me a different type of sound to it. I always get that right sound.
Yeah. So in your songs, like I hear a lot of your songs at the ending, I can hear like you talking to your homeboys.
Yeah.
Is that you being in the booth or you not being in the booth?
Sometimes it happened different ways. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, boy. Like, sometimes I'll be catching niggas slipping. Like, it'll be like so much funny shit happening in our day to day. So like, it'd be shit that happen to us is everyday shit, but I know in the back of my mind that this is some funny ass shit, or this some shit like this gold. Like to somebody who don't know or is not from here, they ain't never heard nobody say no shit like that.
Like I said jit. I was on fucking Monkey. And I said jit. It was like, what the fuck is a jit? I thought that shit was universal.
Exactly. You feel me?
There's so much shit we're doing, say out here, bro. Like how we talk, how we do everything, bro. Like
So different.
just hearing it, gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Like I wish I was there, type shit. And
I remember when I went to New York with my family.
Yeah.
You know, I got one little cousin that like been here, so he gonna say some sort of shit. We went, like I was born in the hood, so we went back to my home state, some stuff, and then he would start talking like, hey, what's up, cuz, you crying, you flagging? Like two cryptids came, I'm like, the fuck you said? I was like, oh, wait, hold on.
You know what's funny? Cause like a nigga, it's like I got such a southern accent. Like I say "cuz" so often.
Right.
I stay thinking about that. It's like, bro, I'm from like a different area.
We in the South,
bro. Talking like me.
Oh yeah.
Cause what's funny is we was in the studio. It was me, Clutch.
Blood.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that so often in my.
It was me, Clutch, and a couple other niggas, right? We was all in the studio, and a blood was coming in, right? To fucking what's it called? To record.
Oh,
He was there. He was there. His blood. He was wearing blue. I was wearing blue, and then we talked like blood and all that shit. So we was like, how do we go about this shit?
No, before you came, I used to make jokes about this stuff. And they'd be like, yo, you better chill out. I was like,
That's different though.
I'm not really sure that.
Different. I'm talking about it's like if you in somebody else like shit.
Yeah.
If you in their shit, then it's different. Like you might have to alter
your ways, but if they come
your
in your
vocabulary a little bit, but that's like,
Bruh, that's the thing too though. Being from the South, bro, I know that like no matter where you from in the South, bro, we say "cut" all the time. That's how we address everybody. If anybody you love, bro, that's family. You feel me? So that's how it work out here. So like I know niggas out here that's bleed red type shit, and them niggas say "cut" all day. Like, they call each other "cut." They be like "cut" what the fuck, like, and these niggas all bloods. Like so, it's not like this some type of universal lingo. Like everybody got their own set of standards or whatever they go by.
I've been involved with situations where I didn't know.
As long as you know where you at, you feel me?
Yeah,
It's funny. I didn't know where I was at, so I just said "cuh," and then you said "fuck," you said, and then I said "bruh," and then like people, and I'm like, what? He's like, I'm doing bullshit. I was like, all right.
You feel me?
I was like, I forgot. You know what? I'm purple. So what's up?
6ix9ine come and beat your ass.
It's funny because being in Georgia, my fault, you don't know what you did.
I was just saying, like, I don't know. It's like if you're not involved with that shit, it don't really like pertain to you. Like you don't really. It's like if you're not he ain't neither side, but it don't really matter what you say.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you ain't
disrespecting them, you feel me?
One thing I realized, bro, is that at least when I travel, because I got people and folks and shit from Georgia, like originally, like, all my grandma and shit, she came down here in the 60s, I want to say, and she been out here, and that really what moved my whole, at least my whole west side of the family.
Yeah,
that's how they got out here. So when I go up there, last time I went up there was up there for my little sister and shit, and like all them jits in the hood over there, them just bloods, like. I'm just shooting a music video that day we was out there. I look down the street, bro, because I hear music and I just hear this shit constantly going on a loop. So I'm like, who the fuck is playing the same song all day? And I come outside, I go down the street, I look, and it's like 50 niggas, bro. I ain't never seen so many niggas in the street flamed up. Whoa.
The same song over and over. I know that shit gets so annoying.
Hard down music video, bro. But the shit that fucked me up is all these just came down the street and dumped up all my little cousins. And I realized then, I was like, damn, bro, I need to start coming back to Georgia. Niggas have fun. Niggas have fun, man.
That's how you say we say that shit playing 50 times. Every time I'm in the studio with these fools, I'm hearing the same shit over and over. I don't complain, but I'd be like,
nah,
nigga, you didn't make nothing else?
What get him mad though is like when we be in the studio, bro. So I don't mix my shit, but I know my shit. You get what I'm saying? So I hear something like, bro, take that off, and then I'll re-rap that part, and then what bothers him is, like, we'll go in the car, like the next day I'll be like, bro, how does it sound? He'll be like, I heard already. Shit, I heard it. So what you think I'm gonna say? And that's what bothers him, because like I do my shit raw and I'll send it to him because I like approval from him because he's a real ass nigga, you feel me? So it's like I send it to him and then I play it in the car. He'll be like, bro, I heard this already. I be like, no, you fucking did.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. The difference is
It's a fine one.
it's the fine tuning.
Yeah.
Once the song is laid out, anybody that's just listening to the song gonna hear the song.
Yeah.
But it's the little details of everything that got worked out of the shit to clean it up is what niggas like you and me gonna listen for. Because we recorded the shit and we know everything that went right and wrong every time we recorded it.
Yeah.
So we know exactly, like, when I say every second of the song need to sound perfect, we know if a fucking scratches on the beat.
You know, if a pin drop, you feel me?
Pin drop in the background, we know.
All I hear the same shit. I'd be like,
No, but it's like his pictures, you feel me?
No, I get it. But I'm just saying, every time, like the clip song faded, I heard that shit. I'm like,
yeah, and then when he drop, like, cause for most of Clutch Tape, I was in the studio with him. You feel me? And for most of mine, he was in the studio for me. So it's like when he dropped his song, he'd be like, bro, go listen to it. I'd be like, nigga, I did it like 3 months ago. You feel me?
I'll show y'all the difference, the real difference. Cause y'all heard the shit probably while it was being mixed, so you don't hear the little shit getting worked out of it. But I'll show you like the difference between like what you was hearing in the studio and what you hear on the after product. Like, if you was with me when I was recording, and you probably have to cut these out, we'll call it an intermission or some shit. The EP is basically a short little project. It's not a single because it's not one song, but it's not an album.
it's less than 10 songs, but more than 5.
It's like a song. It's like one song that's really
Well, I forgot the difference between the EP and the LP.
Okay.
That's why it's extended play
Because the EP and the LP.
Now listen, man. Listen, I'm telling you right now. If you're a rapper, I promise do not put a songs album over 15. Do not do that.
No, you have
That's a deluxe though.
Yeah.
That's
No.
There'll be albums that's not deluxe. It's just.
Oh no, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown said 42, but I was like, he's Chris Brown. So
that's
he does different stuff. You have to understand. You're not looking at it from the real perspective of why they doing that shit now. Back then, hell yeah, don't do that shit unless you fucking got the whole. That's how much it take to get the story.
You say every length of the songs? Every length of the song is like shorter. That's why they do more.
No, not even that, bro. Like literally streams. The more songs you got, the more streams you gonna get. That's like literally why Culture 2 was
25 songs.
More songs than Culture 1, and it wasn't near as good. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I'll tell you this.
They did that shit for streaming.
I think they had like 2 good songs
think
now.
The way this shit work, bro, artists should just take it into effect to get the point across.
Yeah, whatever
Once you
takes
get
the
the
story
point across, just do whatever it takes to get the point across. No matter how many songs it take, how little songs it take.
Yeah.
No matter what it looked like on paper, get your point across.
Yeah.
Migos don't care.
That's what's gonna be the change, I feel like, in this music shit. Is motherfuckers gonna stop worrying about the uniform of everything.
The streams and all that shit.
Yeah, everybody worried so much about how they shit look and how it sound, and they're not worried about getting that point across.
Yeah.
So niggas will end up in situations where it's like, damn, I want to drop an album. Well, fuck, I guess I gotta have 12 songs on the album if I want to make an album. Don't put yourself in that box out the gate. Just record as many songs as you want to record. See what you got. You feel me? and then go from there and say, okay, this is what I want to do with these.
Yeah.
This might be what I want to do with these. Like,
Yeah.
that's how at least I'm taking my shit right now.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I say the album keep getting made and remade, because everything that's going on the album, it wasn't made particularly for the album, quote
Per se.
unquote, purpose. It was made because
tell that
this is a
story.
part of the story.
Yeah.
Because it was a nice song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
type shit. Like, this is a part of the story. This is how I wanted to sound. This is this
But
exact
collectively,
moment in time.
they tell.
Yeah, collectively, the
Yeah.
album is the story. It's
Yeah.
not about the album. It's about the story for me. So that's why I say, like, I'm not a rapper. I say that shit forever because I don't really consider my shit rapping, but I really feel
Poetry.
I don't even call it poetry. I really just feel like I'm telling a story.
Oh, so
Like,
you're
that's
just
just
storytelling.
Just storytelling, bro. Like, that's all I'm doing.
I don't even look at rap as storytelling. I look at it as your philosophy. Like, you're a philosopher. Low key.
That too, though. That too,
Because,
because you
yeah.
gotta share your thoughts. on
Yeah.
it, and you gotta share your perspective, and that's what make the story, bro. That's what make the rap part of it. Like, that's what make you a rapper per se. Is your perspective on everything. Because we all telling the same story, dog. To be honest,
Just different.
we telling the story, bro. We just got
perspective.
different baggage. Bro.
Like I told him, bro. Like it's like he. I think I told him this, and then you tweeted it. Like you could be like me and him neighbors.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But then he lived right next door to me, same street, same school, everything, right? But this nigga got something totally different when he closed his door. You feel
Yeah,
me?
it's a different
And that's
world.
how it is. But like in my head, you can tell me like I can say fuck you, right, to both of y'all. You gonna take it different, like oh fuck
Yeah.
Courtney. You gonna take it that nigga a clown. You feel me?
Yeah.
Two different ways. You feel me?
And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I am the goofy goober of this trio right here. So I gotta make everybody laugh.
You was that goofy goofer. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Bro, what?
Exactly. Now listen, use guys and watch funny videos sometimes, right? To get a good laugh.
I mean, yeah, social media.
Did you ever watch that video and be like, when a song doesn't match the music video?
Oh, hell yeah.
You never seen
Bruh!
that?
Then I have like
Bruh.
Chief Keef, one of his music videos, then I have like some Hannah Montana.
Hannah
videos.
Montana
Oh,
shit.
okay.
That shit was
Yeah,
always
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
So what they did was
I like them
they
videos.
actually match the words, but this shit is so gay shit. That shit from Big Time Rush and Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
I started dying.
it should be like a Blueface video.
Yeah.
Like a Justin Timberlake song.
So, I'm like,
What?
that shit, that
That
shit,
shit got
low
me
key is
rolling.
hilarious.
That's some shit too, dog. Visuals coming this year, dog.
Oh yeah.
Coming
So let me
out
ask you
visuals.
about one of your lines that I like. That you said in pre. What you said? I'm not a man of many words, but
It's a shame that
I'm a rapper. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how does that work for you? Because me, I'm a talkative ass motherfucker. But you're more. You only spoken when spoken to, or need something to get off your
Both of y'all.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of y'all. How does that work for you as a rapper?
Shit. I mean, it play out in so many ways.
Because you gotta show your personality. You feel
Yeah,
me?
like, and that's some shit I've been trying to do this year. Like 2019, I told myself I was gonna be more open and more upfront and shit. But really, it come from like jit days, bro. Like I never was a talker. I'd rather show you better than I could tell you. You
Yeah.
feel me? And that come down to anything. Like when I was playing sports, I wasn't gonna tell nobody I was wrong. I'd rather get out that bitch and play.
Yeah.
Like if I'm rapping, I ain't gonna tell you I'm a rapper. I'd rather you hear me rap